Ready?
Ready.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the latest episode of Snitchin'. It's your host, Kristen.
And Brittany, get ready for the best part of your day.
And happy Monday, Snitches. We're so excited to say that we have our first Monday guest episode today.
Woo-hoo.
And we're trying something out a little new in December. We're having more guests on. You guys love those episodes. And this first one is an A plus guest. We have on my cousin Erin. You're gonna love her. We're going to be talking all about her job as an ABA, or also known as a behavioral therapist. Erin is maybe one of the best people I've ever seen interacting with kids, and she does it for a living. And we're going to know facts. Well, okay, already digressing. First off, hey, Erin, welcome to the
Hi,
pod.
thanks for having me.
So, Erin would babysit Melissa's kids, my sister, my nieces, nephews, often, especially when the twins were like, what, 1 to 2?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely started babysitting them when they were newborns because I'll never forget the night that I told her I could take on all four kids. And then she was like, "Oh, Kristen might be coming by." I was like, "Four kids? I got this in the
Oh my
bag."
God.
And what you don't realize about when people have twins is like when one cries, the other one cries. When one goes to the bathroom, the other one goes to the bathroom. And forget the girls because I had one twin in my arms, another one on my
Like, you
chest.
guys are on your own.
Kristen walked in the room and I was like, "Where the hell have you been?" And I was shaking up a bottle. I'm like, "I need your help." But yes,
Oh my God.
I was babysitting them like a lot when they were probably 1 and 2.
Well, that's so funny. I forgot about that night, but I vividly remember that night now that you mention it. But I was gonna say that like I feel like when you would watch the kids and when I would watch the kids, literally all I want, and Brittany knows this better than anyone because
Mhm.
I do it with her boys. I just want to be the fun aunt. I want to be the cool aunt. I want you to like me. I want you to be excited when I'm there. So basically, I'm weak. I'm a pushover.
Oh,
And
big pushover.
I am not. I am my grandmother's granddaughter, like to a freaking T. Like I cannot put up with BS when it comes to kids. If I'm babysitting you, like I have been in standoffs that I can't even tell you. Like I'll never forget I had one kid who wouldn't shower. And I was like, "You're getting in the shower, whether I have to like hold you in there with your clothes and wash you down or not." Like, and they just do it. I don't know what it is, but like
Oh my God. Give me
some
some of that.
you just got to really stand your ground. I mean, let me say this now. I don't have children of my own, so God is definitely gonna probably deliver me little hellions and I'll be singing a new tune when I'm a mother one day. But right now, being childless, it's easier to be the big bad wolf.
yeah, you do a great job of it. And literally, you crush it with all of the kids, which we'll learn more about. But the other thing that we should mention, and Britt, maybe you can tell the story of
Ooh.
how Erin and I refer to one another.
Oh, cousin number 3 and 4 right here.
Cousin
Amen.
number 3 and 4.
Does this make me like the wannabe or like unofficial cousin number 3.5?
Yeah, kind of.
Let's go.
Girl, I love
mean-
that. Well, I don't know how it originated, but basically every single time Erin and I see each other, we just greet one another as we did before we started recording on this pod as cousin.
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 Hey, I said it too.
Brittany said it too, 100%, 100%. I don't know where that originated.
I feel like it was one holiday we just like started or it was like a couple holidays, obviously back to back, but like we would just see each other and be like, "Cousin, oh my God, you look great." And then it just stuck. Like I don't say that to any of my other cousins, and I think it would be really weird. And I'd be like, "Stop doing that if they tried to address you like that." My sister tries to jump in on that trend, and I love my sister, but like it's not your thing. Don't make it your thing. It's my
Inside joke.
yeah. You weren't there.
I feel like Melissa's the opposite, where she's like trying to get out of the cousin thing. We're like, say it, say it. She's like,
You're like,
absolutely
"Cousin."
not.
Yeah, Melissa's like, "I'm gonna hold my ground and be the oldest and be cousin number one and choose what I want to do."
Yeah.
Queen.
Well, we have, yeah, exactly. So we've taken it a little bit of a step further. We now also refer to one another in our cousin birth order. Erin is cousin number 4, and I am cousin number 3. You know who loves that more than anyone?
Who?
Brittany,
Yes.
you know.
I literally forgot until you just said it. But yeah, I think he only refers to you, Erin, as cousin.
Brittany's
Well,
husband.
Yeah.
because he was, like I said, he was part of our little when it kind of started when we were at that wedding and it took off.
Shout out John and Vicky. That was a great wedding.
Amen. Changed my life forever.
Oh, true.
Yep. Met my mans. People say you don't meet people organically anymore. And let me tell you, Do you
Mm.
just get up on a table and you take a napkin, you swing it around your head, you put a Bud Light in between your boobs? You can meet people. My mother came over to me at that wedding. I stood up on a chair while they were lifting them up in chairs, and I was swinging a napkin around my head. And my mom was like, "Get down! You're never going to meet a man." And then later on that night, I took a Bud Light and I stuck it right in between them. And
That's
the
how
rest
you
is
know.
history. 4 years later, and I'm madly in love.
I forgot
Match
that
made in
was
heaven.
4 years ago. Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
we were all at the same wedding, and yeah, Erin met her, her man's.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into today's topic?
Let's get
Yeah.
into it.
Maybe let's back it up. Erin, why don't you tell us just a little bit about what it is you do? Like, what is a behavioral therapist or an ABA when someone says that?
All right. So an ABA primarily works with kids on the autism spectrum. You're like a 1-to-1. Sometimes you're a 2-on-1. Like in my current role right now, I'm a 2-on-1, meaning you work with two different kids at the same time. You take endless amounts of data, which is probably the worst part of the job, but you're basically teaching them like everything that they do all day long, every day with just all academics. You're modifying it for them. You're pulling them out of the classroom. You're teaching them direct instruction. Sometimes you're teaching them things like potty training or how to eat certain foods or how to socialize with peers. So it's more than just your typical day of school. A lot of it is like more hands-on. Some schools will require you to go to families' homes after hours and you work on like homeschooling things. So you'd work on toothbrushing, you're working on cleaning your room, you work on basic like social scenarios of how to play a game with peers. So a lot of it, it's really a hands-on job that you are kind of just teaching these kids basic skills that some kids on that spectrum really, really struggle with, especially because it's a social disorder. So they have a really tough time understanding how to do everyday things that most neurotypical kids can do.
Wow. That must take a lot of patience.
It does. It takes
I'm impressed.
patience.
Did you always did you know you always wanted to work with kids? When did you realize that you did?
I don't know if it was really like a aha moment, I want to work with kids, or if it was like oh shit, I'm 17 and I have to go to college. What the hell am I going to do with my life kind of thing? Obviously, like when you become a senior, you're applying for colleges and you're like, what do I want to do? How am I supposed to know what I want to do with the rest of my life? And I have a big problem with that because I feel like I don't even know what I want to do tomorrow at 33 and like, let alone at 17. How do you know you want to do marketing or sales or
totally
kids? And I remember talking with my mom and thinking like, I don't know what I want to do. I can't see myself sitting at a desk every single day. I am an ADHD girly. My brain is like a constant pinball machine. And let me tell you, I think it actually helps you thrive in a role that I'm in. But my mom was like, you're really good with kids. You love working with kids. You love babysitting. You love your cousins. We're part of a huge family. I know, as you talked about on the podcast, Kristen. And I feel like it just came so naturally to me that I was like, yeah, I think I want to be like a teacher.
Wow.
So you already kind of touched on it, but basically like a typical day. And I can see what you're saying about your ADHD brain fitting really well with this because it sounds like every day is different.
It is. Every day you are kind of like walking into, I'm going to picture it this way is like you're walking into a dark room and you're trying to find the light switch because you don't really know. And like as if the furniture has been moved every day and you're like, am I going to walk into something today? I don't know. Every day is different because especially with the teacher shortage, which let me tell you, that is a real thing. People are leaving education in large numbers because people cannot put up with it anymore. And I think you don't get paid a lot of money. So a lot of people leave.
Yeah.
So
Wait, can I pause on that for a second? Why do you think all of a sudden do you think it's because things are getting really expensive and the pay isn't as, what it should be? Or is there other factors that you think are leading to the teacher shortage? Because I don't know a lot about that.
I think pay has always been a big thing, but you don't get into education for the money, obviously. That you're getting into a job that is not a high paying field.
Yeah.
You do it because you love kids and you want to make change. I think that COVID really did a number on people. I think that we are seeing kids who are iPad kids. We're seeing kids that didn't know how to go to school. It threw everybody off a year, really, when you think about it, because doing school via Zoom was a nightmare. I would have kids, I would be chasing kids via the internet because I was at one point in time working with a kindergartner who would go bye and close out of his tab. And I'd be like, well, what am I supposed to do? The world is shut down. I can't go knock on your door. I can't force you to come in onto a Zoom meeting, like
Yeah.
you didn't want to pay attention. The TV would be on, you'd see parents working. I think that really changed education. And then we got pushed back into schools and we were trying to like social distance. And how do you teach kids being distanced from them? And
Yeah.
that was really hard. And I think that just like parenting has changed. I think that we're also like, we grew up in an era where we didn't have technology to the degree that kids have it today.
Yeah.
I think that we were forced to go outside. Like, yes, we did watch TV, but like we played with Barbies. We ran outside with neighbors. Like my parent, like I don't remember ever putting shoes on after I'd come home from school because I'd be like out in bare feet in the neighborhood, like on the swing set or like playing Barbies in the basement. Like kids still, they'll do that stuff, but now they have iPads. We have AI. We have all this other stuff. And I think that like kids are very behavioral now and they really don't respect authority. And I think some people are like, I'm done.
Really? Wow.
I mean, we didn't have Snapchat. We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have
Yeah.
Facebook or any of that stuff. We were like on the brink of it, but we really weren't growing up in that environment. And I think that's really changed kids. And I think a lot of people are like, this isn't worth it. It's not worth money. And unfortunately, you lose a lot of good people.
I think, Britt, we were talking about this recently, like screen time. You know, there's people have different opinions on screen time, right? And like, I can see merit to wanting to reduce screen time, and I get that. I also kind of think it's like it's like forced.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
It's inevitable. And especially when kids, to your point, are on iPads and are learning on laptops. And that's coming back to the COVID comment. Like I would have a hard time on a corporate Zoom call paying attention on those meetings compared to when those meetings were in person. So I can't even imagine kids, especially neurodivergent kids, being on a call all day. Like that's just not, it feels like you're fighting a losing battle. I would say that's how it feels like by what you're describing.
I feel like the classroom setting is already difficult for kids, you know, like kids, especially that are like more hands-on learners or whatnot. And yeah, the screen, that's scary.
I am curious too. Do you think just off of the COVID comment, parents are working at home? They're hearing maybe you teach their kid. I was talking to my friend Lo about this, who's a 7th grade teacher, and she was describing that she actually feels like a really big part of her job that's difficult. And I'm wondering if it's leading to a teacher shortage too, is just parent engagement. Like I think in our era, parents respected the teacher's authority.
Yeah.
If you acted up, like I know Linda, if I acted up, which I never did, I was scared of like getting in trouble all the time. But I think I did get sent to the principal's office once when I was like 6, never forget. And I was shitting myself. And my mom definitely was definitely like aligned with the administration to say, you need to be reprimanded or whatever. I wonder now, and my friend Lo was saying that like a lot of parents now almost are backing their child, and that creates a lot of tension between them and the teacher, and it's not good for anyone.
Yeah. I 1000% agree with that. I also think that when we were kids, we were really fortunate, and not everybody, but a lot of kids were really fortunate to have a parent at home and one parent that worked. We live in a world where both parents work. So parents will send their kids to school when they're sick. They will pull them out when they want to take a vacation. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, and then parents do want to believe your child. And I kind of always grew up in a house where my mom was like, never say not my kid, because I was that kid that my mom was like, I have a feeling that was my child that did that.
Yeah.
And again, same thing. Like if I ever mouthed off to a teacher, which in school I wouldn't have done that, but like it would have been a handwritten apology. I would have been dragged into school and verbally apologized. Like I think parents are exhausted, and I don't blame them. And I think that they're just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to believe my kid on this because it's just too much extra effort. But I think it's the world we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Britt? Like Connor with school and stuff. I mean, obviously he's, what is he, pre-K, daycare?
He's in preschool. He'll be going to kindergarten in next September.
Yeah. I mean, have you thought about that? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I'm scared as shit for school. But 100%, I will always side with the teacher. Like, I would never be like, oh, you're wrong. Like, my kid's right. And I can't think of a scenario where I would.
Yeah, like someone coming into your job and being like, you're not, budgeting for ads correctly. I'd be like, what the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know your kid, but
yeah.
My hope is our generation will be the change, because I think it's the way we were raised. And I'm hoping that like we're going to start to see a change with that. You know what I mean? Because like Brittany, it's
Yeah.
perfectly what you just said. You're going to be like, no, I'm never not going to not believe the teacher. Like,
Yeah.
you love to hear that because, of course, like you do want to trust your child and you do want to trust their judgment and hope that they're not lying to you. But like, you also are going to trust the adults in the room. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So,
and you know what? That's actually reminding me, like a month or so ago, we had to sign at Connor and Tyler's daycare. They sent out like this form that was saying like parents have to respect teachers, and you had to like check all these boxes. Both parents had to sign it, being
mhm.
like, various different statements related to respecting teachers. And I was like, this is so upsetting to me that they even have to do this. I like literally wrote on it. I was like, I'm so sorry that you have to do this. Like, I will
Yeah.
never like not do these things.
You would be shocked at some of the things that people will say to
Yeah.
educators. It really like it. I could write multiple books on the things that happen at school.
Really? That's,
Oh
Crazy.
my God, yeah.
oh my
I
God.
mean, like funny stories, ridiculous stories, sad stories, like the things that you see behind closed doors in a school, it like changes your whole perspective on people. It really does, in a good way and in a bad way. But like you just kind of, it's like a deep dive into people's lives because kids
Yeah.
report things, kids say funny things about their parents, like that you just wouldn't believe. And then you get to know parents, and it's really, it's a fascinating place to be in a school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What ages are the kids you teach usually?
So I work with kids anywhere from the ages of kindergarten to fifth grade. Currently, I'm working with two third graders, but there have been years where I've like bopped from kindergarten to fourth grade to fifth grade all within a day. And I think that's like kind of the craziness of what I was talking about when you walk into a building and it
Yeah.
feels like you're walking in blind because you really don't know what to expect, and you don't know what to expect of how a kid comes to school every morning. So like you don't know if mom and dad are traveling, if they're feeling sick, if they didn't
Yeah.
sleep well, if they didn't eat enough, if like it can throw off kids in so many different ways. If like a friend hurt their feelings or they lost a game the night before, like you just don't know what kind of personalities you're going to get with kids. And that I
Yeah.
think makes it challenging every day because you just really don't know what to anticipate. And then I think when you're getting bopped around or you're moving different grades, you also have to then shift your brain academically too, because you have to be on par, which sounds so silly because you're like, what do you mean you have to be on par with like learning, being in kindergarten and learning your ABCs to being in fifth grade and learning how to teach decimals? But like your brain, you have to remember that your brain isn't doing these things every single day when you're
Right.
an
Yeah.
adult. So you're like, wait, I have to go back to fifth grade math. Like, I don't remember how to do this. And then when you're jumping from grade to grade, you're like, wait, but we were learning this in one grade and I can't teach it until they're in this grade. So you really have to, like, your head has to be on a constant swivel all the time.
Damn. You're
Yeah.
set up so well for parenting.
Oh, thank you. I
I
really
gotta
hope
say.
so.
I feel like one of the things that like hit me the hardest was how like unpredictable kids are. Yeah, like they can just it's a 50-50 chance we go out to dinner and they have a fit or they sit there nicely and eat.
Yeah.
You never know. And it took me a while to accept that. It's
And
hard.
then try doing that with like, my heart goes out to parents that have children with disabilities because
Ooh.
like that times 1,000.
Oh yeah. Can't imagine.
So are you working with people like on across like all parts of the spectrum? Do you have nonverbal kids or like I'm curious about that.
So I do not have nonverbal kids, but within my building there are nonverbal kids
Okay.
who I do see throughout my day, but that is not the demographic that I'm working with. I have always worked with verbal kids, but I work with kids with devices that use them also to talk, even though they can talk, but they're like either learning. I wouldn't say English is their first language, or I'm sorry, English is their second language, but like I have one student who came in as nonverbal and then needed a device to talk, and then all of a sudden was talking in fluid sentences. So he's still
Stop.
using
Oh,
his device, but like he's like completely speaking in sentences, which is fabulous.
wow.
But it is amazing, like the devices that kids use and giving them kids who are nonverbal and giving them a voice. It's like amazing to watch them use it and grow. But it's also wildly difficult to teach kids how to do that, which is also part
Yeah.
of my job.
Well,
Damn, dude.
+1 for technology.
Yeah. The technology, it's like a blessing and a curse because
Yeah.
you want your kids to not to like live this like young, wild, and free life of go be like a flower child, but you're also like, but you got to keep up with the world that we live in. And this is also
Yeah.
a tool. So
That to me feels like such a warm and fuzzy success story. Do you have like a favorite moment
Oh
from someone
yeah.
that you worked with where you were just like, oh, this is so worth it? Like, I made a difference, you know?
I have a million warm and fuzzy moments like that.
Oh.
But I think one of my favorite moments, and this could make me cry, so please stay with me, my first year ever working in a school, I worked with this one little girl, and I worked in a sub-separate behavioral program. So these kids came in and some had been like molested or came from a really traumatic family background or had just like a lot of mental illness happening. But these kids were wildly violent, like could destroy a classroom, were riddled with anxiety. I mean, like it was heartbreaking. But I had one little girl who, when I got hired, I was like, they're not going to put me with her, right? And they were like, no, they would never put you with her. Who did I get put with? Her. And I was with her for 3 years. She came in third grade and stayed till fifth grade, went on to the middle school. And this kid, I mean, she had been outplaced twice in a hospital. Like this kid, I've never seen a child to this day when she went through some kind of a traumatic thing that could happen at school. And this could have been something as simple as someone said the wrong thing to her. She would just spiral and she would destroy the classroom. She ripped a table leg off the tables. We had to call the cops because she left the school ground. She jumped off a moving van.
Oh my God.
Like we would be in full distress. Like, so they would call us in and you'd basically, it sounds atrocious, but when you work in a school, you realize how important these things are. We'd have like a safe space for her. And it was truly a padded closet, which sounds awful to someone who's not working in a school. But when you have a kid that is causing so much harm to themselves and others, and when fight or flight is in, and like in that, they're in that fight or flight, and they're constantly trying to flee the situation, like it is the only safe place to put them. She could like rip a mat off a wall that was like drilled in. Like this kid had really gone through the ringer, but like was also the sweetest, most empathetic child I've ever met in my entire life. So
sounds like she just like couldn't regulate her
age. She couldn't regulate her emotions. She couldn't like something was going on in her brain. There was like medicine. They couldn't find the right medicine for her. And, you know, she just needed like the love and support. And I think all kids, especially kids like this child, they need to know that like, you're going to show up for them every single day. Like you can punch me in the face. She had ripped my clothes off my body. Like I have scars on my body from her. Like, oh my God, you have to be there for them every single day. And when a kid knows that like, you're not going anywhere, it makes a huge impact. And so long story short, I had been with this kid for 3 years. She had completely changed me as an educator. And when she graduated and it was the last day of fifth grade, I wrote her a long letter. And I was like, listen, like, you have been such a light in my life. You bring me so much joy. She was a Swiftie. We used to like, when she didn't calm down, we'd like bop to Taylor Swift. You know what I mean?
Love that.
I wrote her a long letter and I was like, if you ever need anything moving forward in your life, like I will always be here to support you. So she goes off to middle school and I was like, oh, she's a teenager. She's going to forget all about me. Well, I had a coworker who was also at the middle school who had come back to elementary school. And she had said that she ran into her and that she said that Miss M is what they call me at school. She said, Miss M was the best teacher I've ever had in my entire life. And I owe everything to her. And then quite recently, like last year, she had graduated from high school. She's at the University of Miami.
Wow.
She got accepted into the study abroad program, which when I was working with her, I did nothing but talk about how much I love to travel and how when she gets older that she should see the world. And so she invited me to her graduation party. And when I walked in the door, her mom and dad started crying when they saw me. And she started crying and she was like, I owe everything to you. Like, I'm going abroad because of you. Like you were the best.
Oh, she's going abroad because of you?
And she went abroad because she told me that I had said to her when she was in fifth grade that you should always try to take risks and do things that challenge you, and going and traveling and seeing the world is the best risk you can take. And it will change you as a person. And she did it and she is thriving. And so that is like my favorite success story ever because I felt it from her parents. I felt it from her. And I just knew I made like a lasting impact on that child's life. And that's
I'm gonna cry.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes it worth it.
I would take a bullet for that kid. Let me tell you, like that kid, she kicked the shit out of me a couple times, but like take a bullet for her.
I mean, yeah, you got the scars that you'll like actual scars and you'll never forget.
I'll never forget it. I will never forget actually screaming at my principal to like pull up my pants because my thong was hanging out of my pants in the middle of like me trying to like contain her and like block from her kicking me in the face, being like, get my pants, they're falling down.
So like, how do you do it though? Like, is it just like calming her down, talking to her?
Good
so
question.
It's a lot. Like you really, when you have a child like that, with all of your kids, you have to know what are the trigger warnings with them. For her, I always knew when she was really anxious, she would take her feet and she'd like put them one on top of the other. And like you could just see the buildup in her face. And she would just get violent. And it wasn't that she was trying to hurt anybody. It was that she was literally just trying to get out of the situation and find a space that was going to make her feel better. And like you obviously can't let her run around the building. You can't let her hurt other people and hurt herself. Yeah. So you're trained. There's like a specialized training you're supposed to do. Schools change it all the time. I was CPI trained. Now I'm safety care trained. You learn how to like put your hands on a child safely, to escort them, to restrain them, which is like really a no-no in Massachusetts. We try everything we can do not to put hands on children, but like, unfortunately,
yeah,
there are times where like you have to keep this kid safe. And it's like, if moving them from one room to another is going to keep them safe, or like holding them in a certain position to keep them safe, like that's what you have to do. And it's unfortunately, it's part of the job. And in due time, they usually tire out, or they settle down, they calm down, they find something that like completely relaxes them. And then like you kind of have to debrief the whole situation and talk about it with them to really see like what you can do to change. And sometimes it happens all over again the next day, but sometimes you don't see that behavior ever again, or you might not see it for 2 months, So
yeah.
I feel like I've seen in honestly movies and media that if you can't regulate your emotions, like you're really high, really down, whatever, if you just physically like are restrained, your nervous system, it's like it calms you down.
So the best way I can describe it, we used to call it when your glitter is going. And so you think about a snow globe, think about like a resting snow globe and how the snow sits on the bottom. And so when a child or anybody gets like really anxious, it's proven that you cannot hear what people are saying to you. Like you just are like, I can't hear what you're saying. I have to like get out of here. I can't do this. We call it our glitter is going. So like you shake a snow globe and all that snow is going crazy. Like that's how a kid's mind is kind of going in that situation. And so they're not in the right state of mind to listen to you. So if you just sit there and start being like, sit down, stop doing that, like they're not hearing you.
Yeah.
They're quite literally thinking of any possible way that they can get out of there. So
interesting.
And a lot of it is proven that like if you stop talking, limit language, like separate yourself, try to give space, but like remove things that could cause harm, just like standing around. And sometimes again, it's like you watch a kid destroy a room and you're like, this sucks because we're going to clean all of this up. They were like, they're going to hurt somebody, or you know what I mean? Like you have to really just like be on your A game and wear an excellent pair of sneakers, because you never know when you're going to take off running. Let me tell you.
Girl, your step count must be through the roof.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Working with kids that are runners it's great because like it kind of keeps you in shape. But at the same time, you come home and you're like, I am absolutely exhausted. Like
so physical.
I will drive to school and I'll be bopping a Cardi B, singing a happy tune. And then I come home and I'm just silent at the wheel. I'm like, I can't listen to anybody talk to me. Like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't touch me. Just, I need to decompress. Yeah.
I can imagine.
You've worked in like a couple different school systems. So I'm trying to think, right? If I'm a parent and I find out my kid is on the spectrum and I'm looking for, like what school system might be a good fit for my child. Obviously, I understand that like maybe you can't speak to that like on such a high level, like, I get it, but because there's obviously so much involved, but like, is there something that you would recommend a parent to maybe look for or ask about who is trying to figure out what would be a good school system?
Yeah. Well, I think when anyone is a parent and you want to buy a home, you obviously say like, oh, well, I want my kids to be in a good school. So you look at the list of that, like Boston Magazine puts out, and or like the Globe, and it's always like the top towns with the highest rated school systems. And every school system is different. Every program is different. I was in one district for 10 years and I'm now in a new district, which they're both very similar in demographics and like how financially stable they are and things like that, but they're vastly different at the same time. I think if you're really looking for like a certain kind of programming, you really need to talk to other parents within that kind of with similar needs that your child has. And a lot of them are there's support groups. You can go on tours and ask districts like, what kind of sped services do you have? But really it's like it's kind of tricky, I think, because it's also about what you can afford.
What's
unfortunately. So
like the basic level that like a school would have for like, special
um,
education? And like there's some that like are better than others, or I'm assuming probably.
probably. So I would say like wealthier towns have more money
Yeah.
to put into certain things. So in my last district, we had an awesome special ed program, but every school had a different separate programming for different kids. So
Oh,
we had a learning center, which would be kids for with like your basic, I mean, let me just preference this. No kid on an IEP has any basic diagnosis, but it could be someone who struggles with
yeah.
reading. It could be someone who's dyslexic. Like in my old district, that we'd have a learning center room where kids like that would go, or a resource room, kind of similar, where they
I
need
think both of my
support.
brothers did that. Sorry,
Yeah, like you
guys.
need support in like math. Like you're
Yeah.
a really strong reader, but like you struggle with math, like you would get pulled out for that. Or you needed reading support, you know what I mean? Then that's kind of like your basic generic layer. And then we had more separate programming. So we had a program called the peer program, which was kids with moderate autism. We had a program called the WAVA program, which was kids with more severe autism. We had a STAR program, which was kids with more social emotional behaviors. We had a
Oh,
So
dyslexia.
very flushed out.
So we had a
yeah.
lot of them. So really it was like whatever your kid had, or if they qualified for that program, because there are a lot of kids that you also have to understand that like won't qualify for a specific program. They might qualify for services, but they won't qualify to stay in this program. So they'll still get the support that they need, but like every kid is different. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it all depends on where they fall into that. But at my new school, it's very different. Like we have multiple sped providers in my building, but there's no like specialized programmings. In the district, there's specialized programmings, but the district I'm in now is vastly different. It's much bigger. So we have like
Mm.
15 elementary schools versus 5 elementary schools. So everything is really spread out. So I don't necessarily know what schools have what. And that's also just because I'm new and I don't really know. I can't know where every program is in 15 elementary schools. But yeah, I think it all comes down to money. It's what you can afford. Sometimes, depending on the severity, sometimes towns can, like, I once had a student who was from Holliston, and Holliston didn't have the programming for that child. So they paid to go to my old district.
Hmm.
Uh,
Wow.
and the town got the money for it, but it was like sometimes that will happen. It's very rare that that happens, but it is possible. But it's
Interesting.
like you really have to kind of do your research of like what your kid needs. I mean, a lot of people like Brittany, I'm sure you and Chris talked about this when buying a home. Like, where do you want to settle? Are you close to family?
Yeah.
Are you not close to family? Like, you don't think about those big things until your kids either are diagnosed with something, or
Yeah.
you're like, we're not liking how the schools are running. You know what I
Oh,
mean? And
gets
some
me a
people move
pit.
to towns to start that like their school systems aren't as strong because it's what they can afford. And then they're like, oh, we'll move here because that school district is better. And like some kids just thrive in every school district. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and they will just skate by because they're your neurotypical kids that are going to be fine and they'll do well.
Well, so now I'm even more nervous for public school,
I don't
for
think you
real
should be
school.
nervous. I don't think you should be nervous because I think
Oh, kidding.
Massachusetts is the best place for educators
Really
to be. It's like we are the strongest state in
Yeah.
the
could see
United
that.
States with education. And I would say in our area, like there are so many amazing districts around here and so many amazing teachers in those districts. So I don't think it's like anyone should be, I mean, you should be afraid to send your kid to school just because it's a whole new chapter in your
Big
life.
thing.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a new chapter in their lives. But you're going to send them to a good school because they're going to have good teachers, because it's just, that's what
Yeah.
teachers do. They're all good teachers. Every teacher's a good teacher.
Not trying to like rag on South Carolina, but I will say, like, I went to Clemson. It's a state school. I obviously know a lot of people who went to school in South Carolina. I felt like my high school education in Massachusetts, and I talked to a lot of people down there who agreed with me, like prepared me better than a lot of people I went to
Mm,
college with.
Mhm.
I do think our school system is super strong, which is a reason I like being around here. But I mean, it does make me nervous about when we talk about like defunding education and stuff like
yeah.
that,
Oh,
because those
don't even,
programs, I know, yeah.
don't even get me started because you're going to light me up like the 4th of July. Like you want to, like, when I heard that on the news, I was like hell, they're about to do that. You want to
Yeah.
see something? Like, I'll
Can
show
they
you.
defund like the colleges that are charging $90,000 a year? Like, why can't they just make them like give money to other people?
We can defund a million other things, but I'm like, why are you
Yeah.
going to defund the places that are
Not public
an
schools.
establishment that is going to make the adults that are running this country? Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense to me. You're going to defund the people that can't advocate for themselves. Like,
Yeah.
defunding special education,
I know.
oh, it makes me want to fist fight somebody.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
That's the thing,
you're-
because like the first programs are going to be
Oh my
those
God,
ones.
stop.
yeah, like you're
I'm
taking
moving.
like, it makes me so mad. It makes me so angry.
It's pretty wild. But I guess like if someone was considering going into your line of work, is there anything that you would, I mean, even talking to like, young people, I mean, that's not our audience. We don't really have the 18, to
Hey,
22
you
year
never
old
know.
crowd.
You
I'm a
never know.
19-year-old on Spotify, so
I'm 27, so
Yeah.
basically spring chicken. Hey.
nice.
66 over here.
Was waiting for that.
But I will say, like, if we do have one of those listeners, welcome. We love having you. But, and they are considering going into this line of work, is there anything that you would tell them to consider, or a piece of advice, if they wanted to do this?
I've got a lot of advice, and my first piece of advice would definitely be to like save your money and invest in Botox early, because it's going to be a game changer. Like when your forehead doesn't move, kids know you're being freaking serious. No, I'm kidding. But no, I would just say, if you're going to get into this, like you're not doing it for the money, you're doing it because you love to make change in kids, and like your heart is going to grow 10 times bigger because you're going to love the kids. You're going to love the parents. There's going to be hard kids and there's going to be hard parents, and there's going to be people that you don't jive with that you work with, but like you are going to make an immense amount of change. So like just prepare yourself for that and be prepared to hustle, because unfortunately, like we don't make a lot of money in this field. And I've had to work multiple jobs. Like there was a point in my life where fortunately now I'm not doing that, but like I was working 13-hour days every single day, 5 days a week, living at home, like really just trying to save every dollar I could, like sacrificing going out with my friends, because you have to have a side hustle and you got to work. So I would say it is messed up,
You should be getting all the money. I think that job is so much harder than my job, like 20 times harder than my job.
Agreed.
You know what? It teaches you so much about yourself too, because it teaches that you're resilient. It shows that like you're willing to bust your hump for not just to make a buck, but you're willing to bust your hump to like help people. Like you do this because you want to help people. People see that and they recognize your work ethic. And I think that's huge, because I think so many people don't have a good work ethic. So I think just being able to like sacrifice some things, hustle really hard, and it will pay off in the long haul.
And I think like the trade-offs are interesting too. I mean, obviously money is, like we've talked about, a huge factor, of course. But what you're saying, Erin, like, Britt, you and I, we always say, like, we're not doing anything that's necessarily giving us the good feels,
It's
that's
not meaningful.
Yeah. And there's a drain. There's an emotional drain that can come from day in and day out, sitting in front of a computer and feeling like you're not doing something that's impacting others. And I also do think
100%.
like a cool thing about like that role, you are on your feet, you're engaging, like you're like touching grass, Or
you're like helping people in their real life. You know, like
you have to wear many hats when you're an educator too. Like you have to be a people person first and foremost. You have to be a quick thinker. You have to be a quick learner. You have to be able to just like quickly pivot into something entirely different. You know what I mean? So it gets you ready for a lot of different things in life.
I'm blown away. I have like a pit in my stomach. That's incredible. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I think that the frustration for like me in talking about this is just that there's so many people who revere educators and talk about how much effort it is, how difficult it is, the impact that you're making. And then just sometimes it feels like in pay, in investment, and even appreciation with certain parents, you can say one thing, but like, is our society really lining up with that? Like, I don't think so. So it's,
I'm about to be out there picketing.
Yeah. I think some people are like,
schools.
You're just a glorified babysitter. And it's like, really? That's
No?
Fuck you, bitch.
No. Hop off.
Yeah. Do we end on a little bit of a light note?
Yeah, let's end it on a light one.
So Erin and I spent a lot of our summers, well, all of our summers in our childhood with our family at our grandparents' house on Cape Cod. And we were big as was Brittany, Disney Channel kids. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
so much television was watched in the basement, so many dances created. I have to
How many
ask you,
sodas drank? Like, let me tell you,
so much
when your
soda.
grandparents have that second fridge, and I feel like that's a very New England thing. Like when you have that second fridge,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
usually
I know
a
the
drink
second fridge.
fridge. Like Nana and Papa kept that thing stocked with soda. And my mom was not a soda buyer. Like to this day, she does not buy soda unless it's a holiday or like maybe a birthday. But like you would open that thing up and you'd just hear, ah, Coke, Sprite, Diet Coke, Pepsi, like you name it, it was in there.
Yeah.
And when you could sleep in the basement and have an unlimited soda tap, like, come on.
Is there anything better? No. So I think we all need to go around and say maybe like our top 3
Done.
Disney Channel original movies. Erin, are you locked and loaded? Are you ready to go?
I'm locked and loaded. Definitely locked and loaded.
Hit me, cousin.
Let me start strong. Smart House.
Oh, that one's good.
Girl.
That one's good.
What? Oh my God. The way,
Yeah.
like the way I wanted one of those, I was like, Mom and Dad, you're poor. Figure it out. Get me a smart house. Like, I want to be able to throw a party where I throw the trash on the ground and it just sucks itself up.
What I remember from that movie is the band 5 and the main character, a teenage boy with his friends doing a choreographed dance in the
Kristen?
living room. Erin?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Like literally
Pop locking and dropping it in the smart house. Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
My God, my heart is throbbing. Thinking about
Ah,
it.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
the fridge like talked and it remembered like what they all liked and would just like give them what they wanted. Just
Oh.
jealous of that.
the dream. That's a very strong first choice. Okay,
It
what's number
is.
2?
Xenon girl of the 21st century.
Mhm.
Like the way I wanted to live in outer space. And wear
100%.
nothing but metallic and like bright pink.
Boom, boom,
clothes.
boom.
Oh
Make
my
my
God.
heart go zoom, zoom.
Oh, like
Yeah.
I'm not
So
engaged.
good.
Chris, get on it. But like that might be a song I play at my wedding.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be epic.
Like,
No.
can you imagine?
Erin, I'm about to like cut this from the episode so no one else does that because that is a fire choice.
No, like literally forget Pitbull. I'm burning that place to the ground. I'm about to be Mr. Worldwide on the dance floor, like just cutting a goddamn rug to that song. Oh, I'm gonna listen to it after this. It's so good.
I
Yeah.
wonder what that girl's up to today.
I
She's a
actually
bit of her
do.
time.
Her name was Kirsten. I knew this because it wasn't
Oh, yeah.
Kristen. It was Kirsten. So obviously I had a vested interest. I think her name's Kirsten Storms, and she did go on
right.
to star in Days of Our Lives for quite a while.
Oh
Which,
man.
but who knows what she's up to today? Yeah, agreed. Xenon was so sick, and Protozoa was
Oh yeah, Protozoa.
the boy band of the
frosted
century.
tips.
Bleach blonde hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
frosted
I can't. It's so good.
Classic.
And then number 3 is a real tricky one because there's just so many good ones, but like model behavior.
Oh, I forgot
just gonna
about
say
that
it.
one.
Kristen, I will never forget this. We were sitting at 6 Black Oak Road in Marston Mills and Nana and Papa's on their like suede, what was it? Like velvet couches.
Sure.
Nana had made a brownie sundae for each of us. And we were like, everybody get out. Get out now. Justin Timberlake is about to be on the big screen.
Oh.
You want to talk about
I
another
forgot
pair
he
of
was in
frosted
it.
tips? Oh my God. He got out of the limousine and I'm pretty sure Kristen fell off the couch.
No.
Like my sister
She
all of a
definitely
sudden
did.
was like couldn't breathe. I was like, Nana, use your inhaler. Someone resuscitate them. Like,
I think Brittany, literally of any person in my world, understood my it was deep
Yep.
love for Justin Timberlake. And it's ironic because now I can't stand the man.
Yeah.
But
that love was
I get
there.
it.
but
The
whoa.
posters were everywhere.
I subscribed to the fan book.
His favorite dessert is peach cobbler. His grandmother's.
Renee!
literally
His favorite color is baby blue.
Baby blue. Brittany. Yes, girl. Yeah. Oh my God. I am so happy you just said that. Yes. Oh my God. Model behavior. Wow. That wasn't even on my
That's a great
radar. Such a good choice.
Also, like, I'm just going to throw this one out there. I don't know if this is a crowd favorite for anyone else, but like my date with the president's daughter.
I was just thinking that one.
Guys, why are like this was A+ television.
Yeah.
A+.
Plus.
Honestly, they're probably still on Disney Plus.
Honestly,
Connor
I
watches
might
them
throw it on
sometimes.
after. I'm not even kidding. Like
Oh.
it. Oh,
That suede, like that pink suede
We've talked
dress.
about that before.
We
No,
did
it's
talk about that.
velvet.
Velvet. Yes, 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 velvet. Oh, iconic.
Yeah,
iconic.
that's a great movie.
Wow, Erin, what a great chap choice. You know what we should do? We should do our 3 picks and then have people vote on who has the best. Not to make it a competition, but you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Well, or do we have to draft it then? What if we have the same ones?
No, we can. We can have the same ones.
Okay.
Or if we
Okay.
all have the same ones, like we have people vote which one was their favorite.
Options are endless.
Endless.
Okay, Britt, do you want to go next or I can go next?
You go.
Okay. I would say this one I know is actually going to get me like knocked out of the running for top choice, but but no one remembers this movie and it drives me crazy because I loved this movie. Stepsister from Planet Weird.
No, I do
Nope.
remember this one.
I don't know that one.
Cousin. No, it was like so this sister comes and she's from a different planet. She's an alien. And like, I want to say that she could, dissolve into liquid or something with liquid. And she loved soda. And it was so good. I was obsessed with that one. I would also say Brink.
Oh, I was going to say Brink.
Brink was such a good one.
Yeah.
Truly solely because of Eric Von Detten.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Connor watches Brink a lot. So I see Brink.
Oh,
Good amount
really? I love
Mhm.
that.
What was the team that they had? Like their Suds?
Puppy Suds or
Pup
something.
and
Puppies or
Suds.
something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Pup and Suds.
And then it was like Team X Blades or something is like the mean guy. And he gets like paid. And Brink like sneaks and he plays with the bad team because he gets paid.
Yes.
And his friends are like, oh, you're not loyal to us. Yeah.
Classic sellout story. But yeah, wow. That was he had such Eric Von Detten is such a specific celebrity because he has such a nostalgic chokehold over our generation of women. But
he was a 90s heartthrob. That's why.
Yeah.
Princess Diaries.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
oh my
I
God.
can't.
I
Where they're
forgot
kissing
about
and the
that.
leg pop and her leg gets stuck. I can't. That's a fabulous.
So good. Okay. I would say last one. Let me think. I'm going to go one we haven't said yet. I did love Johnny Tsunami.
That's a good one.
It was great. I can't quite remember like exactly how it ended, but I remember that movie fondly and having, love in it at the time. So those would be my 3.
You want to like move to Hawaii?
Totally. It made me want to surf. That's on my bucket list. I would love to take a surf lesson one day.
I would do.
Yeah.
You could get my brother's girlfriend to teach you because she is from the island of Hawaii, as my brother likes to say. Not
So
from
cool.
the mainland. Not from the mainland.
Scott's dating, Cheryl. She's from Hawaii.
That's
Hawaii.
so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's actually somebody that would be very fascinating to have on the pod because I did not realize that how different education alone in Hawaii is.
Oh, that would be interesting.
So think about this. Like she told us this last Christmas when she was here, that here we learn French, Spanish, some schools offer Mandarin. I'm sure there's probably other languages now that they offer. In Hawaii, they learn Japanese.
Whoa.
No way. Well, I guess
Crazy, right?
I mean,
It's
I guess
closer,
closer
like
to
closer.
Asia.
Yeah.
I actually would love to have Cheryl on. I'm fascinated by people who grew up on islands.
Yeah. I would be
She
fascinated to hear that
comes
too.
here and is like, she was blown away by Boston. She thought it was she thought it was really cool. She'd never been on the train system before. Like she literally was like, I feel like I'm going to Hogwarts. She threw tea in the harbor. She got a little literal tea bag and threw it in the harbor. Like,
How cute.
I went to Hawaii on my honeymoon, I remember, and Chris and I were both like, Hawaiians are the nicest people we've ever met. Like,
Really?
hands down. Yes,
She
they
is
were all
like
so nice, so happy, like, so warm.
she's a bubbly, kind human being.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. I feel like tangent, people from Boston. I mean, when was the last time you guys did the Freedom Trail?
I had never done it.
Never. I've walked it a million times drunk too. Like,
No.
I probably have too.
You
I
wanna
don't
know
remember.
what almost brought me to tears though was like, I think it was like what, the 100 or 150 years or 250. I don't even know how much time has gone by, but like the Paul Revere ride that Boston like lit up everything.
Oh, yeah.
I was like an emotional wreck. I was like, I cannot believe I am not here for that right now.
Oh.
And mind you, right around that time, we had done a spirit day at school and we were supposed to dress up as our favorite holiday. And so naturally I'm going to take any opportunity I can to get in full traditional garb because I love a spirit day. and I bought a George Washington costume, and I literally ran around the hallways with an American flag, full wig, full traditional outfit. And I
4th
was
of
like,
July.
why am I not wearing this in Boston right now? Like, I should be a founding father.
Mm.
I'm literally like, what was the Paul Revere thing they did? Like,
No,
Yeah, me too.
look it
I was
up.
like, oh yeah, I'm nodding.
Look it up, because they had a man actually come out of the Paul Revere house. And he was like,
wow.
the British are coming. And he got on a horse in Boston and quite literally rode it through the streets, like through Lexington and Concord. It's,
Yeah.
guys, look it up.
He lived in Canton. He lived in Canton. He's from Canton.
Oh, yes. There's a Paul Revere house in Canton. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did not come from the one in Canton. He did come from the one in the North End, but like, you absolutely.
He lived in Canton at one time. But yeah.
That is an incredible fun fact that you should open up at every party.
Yeah. Canton does have a lot of fun facts, actually.
Yeah, it definitely does. But it just is funny to me that like, or maybe we're just on the side of the Bostonians who just like don't. It's just anytime someone comes to visit here, they're so fascinated by the history. Like you said, dumping tea. I'm like, I don't think I've ever done that in my life.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, like, you're like, yeah, that's so cool. We started this country, but at the same time, you're like, I'm not doing that.
and then there's also that cockiness of like people say, you know, Bostonians are so cocky, which I do agree with. But I'm like, but we're over here being like, I mean, we started the fucking country. Like, of course, we're the best. Like, part of me is just like, obviously, we have the best history
because you ain't me. Hate to bring it
yes.
up.
Yes.
Not my fault.
If only it wasn't 2 degrees here and dark at 4:30.
True.
Yeah.
That's an egg. That's an egg.
That's Can't,
But we do
not
have
to
like
say that.
the best teams in the country.
True.
Crazy.
And the best schools.
The
And
And the
schools,
best
schools.
hospitals.
So,
hospitals.
you know, Brett, what are your 3?
Oh, okay. I was going to say Xenon. I
Great.
always love that one. Brink, I was always going to say because that one was always on at my house, having 2 brothers. And now it's on my house all the time again. I'm surrounded by boys for my whole life.
Yes.
And then I think Cadet Kelly.
Oh, Cadet Kelly's a good one.
Yeah, I liked when she did the gun flipping thing.
That, I won't lie, did make me want to go to a gun show and like throw around a gun a little bit.
Yeah.
No, totally. And I feel like the boy in that, I can picture his face, was also one of those Eric Von Dettens where he was like classic in the movies that we
And
grew
Hilary
up
Duff.
with.
Yeah.
Oh, Hillary. I mean,
Didn't she do it in like pink cargo pants too?
I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
And Christy Carlson Romano from Even Stevens.
Oh,
Yeah.
Even Stevens was my favorite.
Oh, even
of all
that's a
time.
show. That's a show. Okay.
No, they also had a movie. They had the Even Stevens movie. because The way me and my sister, the way that character Beans had a chokehold on me and my sister, like,
Beans.
to this day, when I see a clip of him, I'm like, I can't.
Oh.
Shia LaBeouf, like, prime of his life.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
truly his best role.
He actually deserves like a Golden Globe for that.
For sure.
Really, it was so good.
What was his character's name? Lou, maybe?
Wasn't it Ren? Ren was the sister, right?
Lewis was like Lewis.
Lewis.
And then they had a weird brother, like an older brother,
Oh, I don't remember.
Donnie or something.
I'm looking it up right now because I can't. So yeah. Ren was Christy Carlson Romano. Shia was Lewis. And then,
I
Donnie.
think it was the older brother, Donnie. And then Beans, the neighbor.
Beans. And then,
Beans.
oh, I had such a crush on his best friend, Alan. I'll show you guys. I mean, sorry for everyone who you can't see, but do you remember that guy?
Oh, yeah. Didn't they have like a musical episode too? I feel like I remember a musical episode.
Brittany, we went to the moon.
The moon. Okay.
In 1969.
When there's something that was lunar. That's okay. That's from Even Stevens.
Yeah. And I mean, what an episode.
What a time to be alive.
Honestly, I say this all the time. We grew up in the best time. Like we're just the best generation, whatever. Hate us because you ain't us. Cousin, this was so fun.
I love this one. So
Me
fun.
too. Guys, I could yap forever. Like, quite literally born to yap, forced to zip it. But like, I just like, if you ever need me to come and yap again, I'm happy to do it. I hope people enjoy listening to us yap.
Oh, they're going to love listening to us yap. And you are welcome back anytime. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back on Wednesday with another guest episode.
Make sure to like us, follow us, comment at us, friend us on social at snitchinpod on TikTok and Instagram. Go to our website, snitchinpodcast.com, and tell everyone you know about us.
Thanks,
Erin.
cuz.
Bye.
Thanks, cousin.
Bye.
Bye.